In her first broadcast interview since the controversy began earlier this month, the striker told me she fears it may have cost her.
The fact is that a week before I was dropped from the England team for the first time in 11 years, I had given my account of what I felt was discrimination towards me, what I felt was a bullying culture. So, whichever way you look at it, being part of that cultural review has potentially cost me my England career.
England manager Mark Sampson was the subject of Aluko's complaints and the man who dropped her from the squad, the timing of which the FA insists was purely coincidental. Both an internal inquiry and an independent investigation cleared him and his staff of any wrongdoing and found no evidence of an alleged racial remark to another player. Sampson's vowed to improve his communication style, but Aluko, who's a qualified lawyer, has now gone public with an alleged incident involving the coach before a game in 2014.
He asked me, who's coming to watch the game for you? And I said, oh, I've got family coming in from Nigeria, actually, I've got family flying in. And he said, make sure they don't come over with Ebola.
When that was said, did you challenge him at the time? Did you say that's unacceptable?
No, I laughed. I laughed because, I mean, I was in shock. I didn't know. I didn't know what to say.
You believe it was a racist comment?
Yes, I believe it was. And I believe, again, I go back to the definition. I believe it was an unfavourable comment made to me that made me feel completely shocked and intimidated. That was said to me because I'm of African descent.
Again, some will say an offensive comment, but not necessarily a racist one. Is that possible?
I don't think it is possible.
The FA says while this claim was included in general correspondence last year, it was not raised as a formal allegation. The BBC understands that Sampson strongly denies the incident occurred. The FA refutes Aluko's suggestion the two investigations into her original complaints were flawed, pointing out she refused to participate in the independent inquiry. They say they reached a financial settlement, paying Aluko an amount understood to be £80,000 to avoid disruption to the England team ahead of this summer's European Championships and not to prevent disclosure.
Why speak out now?
I feel that there's a lot of half-truths out in the public, and I think it's in the public interest now to understand the severity of this case, to understand that this isn't something I decided to fabricate out of the blue. This wasn't a bitter, impassioned revenge at an England manager. This was something I was asked to do.
Aluko has won 102 caps for her country, but she says she now fears her experience could deter other players from raising concerns. Dan Rowan, BBC News.
In the last few minutes, it has